Hello everyone, this is Yamin and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how we can make validation using JavaScript. So here you can see we have a input field over here, name, email and password. And if I just keep those empty and click submit, here you can see it is showing us a message that name is required, email is required and password is required as well. But if I just give the right name, email and the password over here and then click submit, here you can see the form is submitted and there is no error over here. So I'm going to show you everything step by step. This is actually really easy. So I already created the input field and the CSS design. So I'll just show you the JavaScript part, how we can make this. So let's go back to our code. And here you can see we have the form over here and we have the input field over here, name, email and the password field over here. So right now, first of all, what we need to do is that we need to mention ID for each input field. So here you can see form. For this form, we need to mention an ID. We'll say over here ID equal to form. And then let's come over here to the name input field. And here we will say here ID equal to name. After name, over here we have email. For email, we'll say ID equal to email. And for password, we'll say over here ID equal to password. So after this, we need to write our JavaScript code. So here I already write the script source over here, script.js. So we'll just directly go to script.js and write our JavaScript code. So here, first of all, let's say over here const, then let's declare a variable const name equal to, we'll say over here document dot get, E will be capital, element, B will be capital, by I will be capital, ID. Then we'll give to first bracket and to single quotation or double quotation, doesn't matter. And here you can see inside this single quotation, we're going to mention this name. Here you can see ID equal to name. So we're going to mention this name over here. And this is just a variable. We'll basically use the same variable. So just like the name, we also need to get the email and password and also this form over here. Okay. So here, let me just copy this, Ctrl C, and I'll paste it 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. So here, instead of name, this will be for email. So here we'll say email. Then this one will be for password. We'll say over here password. And here this one will be form. And here you can see document.get event by ID. This will also come from here. From here you can see ID equal to form. So we'll say over here form. So we are able to get the data from our HTML to our JavaScript. So right now we need to write a function over here. So right now we'll add a event listener for this form over here. So right now we'll say over here form dot, we'll say add event listener, LISTENER, then we'll give to first bracket and here this form is basically this one. Okay, so inside this event listener to first bracket we'll give to single quotation and with over here submit. Submit means if someone click on the submit button, which is this one. So if someone click on the submit button, then here we'll give a comma over here, then to first bracket and inside it we'll say over here E. Then we'll give this equal and arrow sign, and after this we'll give to second bracket like this. So let's just write it like this so that you can understand it clearly. So over here, okay, let me just remove the space. So over here what we'll do is that first of all, let's go and let's validate the name first. So in order to validate the name first, we need to give a if condition. We say over here if this name, let me just copy this name dot value, will say over here triple equal, then this to single quotation, and here it means if the name is empty or if the name dot value equal null. It means either the string is empty or null. Then what we'll say over here, first of all, if the name is empty, we'll first do is that we'll prevent the browser from reloading. So here you can see the E character or E variable. So we'll say over here E dot, we'll say over here prevent default D, then we'll give to first bracket. So what it will do is that if the name input field is empty and someone click on the submit button, then it will prevent the browser from reloading. So let me just save this, then Let's just refresh over here, and here if we just keep the name input field empty and click submit over here, here you can see the browser did not reload. So it means this prevent default stop our browser from submitting the form. So right now what we want is that we want to show the error message. So in order to show the error message, first of all we need to fix where we want to show the error message. Let's say we want to show the error message below the input field. So for it, what we need to do is that we'll just directly go to the index.html, and here you can see we have the name input field. So below this name input field, we'll show over here span. We'll keep the span empty, and here inside this span we'll mention an ID, and we'll show over here name underscore error. So we'll catch the name error message over here. So right now what we'll do is that from this if condition, we'll send the error message to this span. So first of all, what we'll do is that let me just copy this const, paste it over here, and let's over here name underscore error equal to document.getElement by ID name underscore error. So this name underscore error will come from here, okay, and this is just a variable. So over here after prevent default, we'll say over here name underscore error dot, we'll say here inner HTML, L will be capital, equal to, we'll say over here let's say name is required. So right now if we save this and if we keep the name field empty and click on the submit button, then it will come to this if condition. It will first prevent the browser from reloading, and then it will show us the error message which is name is required over here in this span. Okay, so right now let me just show it. Save this, refresh over here, and if we now just keep the name input field empty and click submit, here you can see it is showing us a message name is required. So right now let's make this error message color red. So here we'll just go to index.html, and for this span we'll say over here style, let's say here color, it will be red. Save, then let's refresh again, click submit, here you can see name is required. So after this let's do the email part. So let's go back to our code and let's go to script.js, and here after this if condition we are required to give another if condition for email. But before we give any if condition for email, we need to do one more thing, and that is we need to write a condition for email verification. So let's just declare a variable over here var, let's say email underscore check equal to, and here we need to write this line. I already have it over here in this notepad. Here you can see this line over here. So let me just copy this and paste it over here and indeed with a semicolon. So over here whatever it is, let me just explain. So here you can see a character and some number. So basically at the beginning of the mail, it can be capital letter or small letter or number, but it must contain a @. Here you can see @. After @ it can contain the same thing like capital letter, smaller letter. Basically after this it must contain a dot, and then the same thing upper letter or smaller letter. Basically here you can have your name, and here it can be @ like gmail.com, yahoo.com or anything, but here after this dot it can be like .com, .xyz or .ai, anything. So basically this is the email verification condition. So we just store this in this email check variable. So after this we'll give a if condition for email. So we saw over here if email dot value, here you can see this email will come from here, okay, don't get confused. And after this we'll saw over here dot match, if the email matches with this. So we'll just copy this email underscore check and paste it over here, then we'll give to second bracket. So right now if the email matches over here, it means the mail is correct. So what we'll do is that we'll just give this not sign. So it means email do not, if the email do not matches with email check, then what we'll do is that let me just copy this and paste it over here. First of all we'll prevent the browser from reloading, and here we'll show the error message to email. So it's over here email.error inner HTML, let's say over here valid email is required. So we also need to catch the email error. So here let me just copy this span and paste it for the email. So here we'll say email underscore error. And let's also just do the same thing over here. We'll say over here email underscore error. So right now, if the email is not valid, then it will show us this error message. Let me just save this. Then let's refresh here. And if I now click submit, here you can see it is showing us valid email is required. So right now, if we just give a proper name and proper Gmail, then click submit, there you can see there is no error message. Now let's go and validate the password. So validating the password is really simple actually, more easier than the email. So let me just copy the if condition from here, Control C and Control V. So over here, let's just remove this. So instead of name.value, let's say over here password.value, and password will come from here. And we'll say over here, if the password.value length is smaller than, let's say, 5 character, then we'll show a error message. So we'll say over here, if the password.value length is equal or smaller than 5, then we show error message that password must be more than 6 character. We'll show this error message. And here instead of name.error, let's over here pass.error, and let's also do the same thing. Let me just copy this span from here and we'll paste it for the password field, and here we'll say pass underscore error. And let's also do it over here as well. Copy it and paste it over here, and we'll say over here pass underscore error. So basically, if the length is smaller than 5, it means the length must be 6 character. Okay, then only then we'll show this error. So let me just save this, refresh here and click submit. And over here I made a mistake over here. Instead of like this, we need to give this smaller than an equal sign like this. So the smaller sign will come first and the equal sign will come later. So right now let's save this, then let's refresh over here, and if we now click submit over here, here you can see showing us a message that password must be 6 character long. Let's say over here Yamin, let's give an email and let's set a password, click submit. The data is submitted. Now let's add a few more conditions for the password. Let me just copy this, paste it here, and let's say here instead of smaller than 5, we'll say over here greater than, let's say 20 character. We'll say greater than 20. So we'll say over here password cannot be more than 20 character. And so we can just do one more thing, and that is, let's say we will not let the user password set to password. So we can just say over here password value triple equal, we will not let the user to set the password to password. So we will say over here password cannot be password. So let's just save this and let's refresh over here, click submit. Okay, there is all the error. Now let's just keep every name properly first, click submit. There is no error, but right now if we just keep everything, but if we just over here password, over here I just write password and click submit, here you can see it is showing us a error that password cannot be password. Now let's write more than 20 character over here and then click submit. Here you can see password cannot be more than 20 characters. So this is basically the form validation, but there is one more issue over here. Let me just show you. Here if we just keep everything empty and click submit, it is showing us the error message. Now if we just write the name properly and click submit, it is still showing us the error message for the name. So how can we solve it? The solution is simple. Here all we have to do is that here we have the if condition for the name. So here we'll just write a else condition over here. We'll say over here else. Else means if the name input field is not empty. So in the else condition, we'll just do this. Let me just copy this and we'll paste over here. And in the else condition, we'll say over here name underscore error dot inner HTML to empty. So what it will do is that if there is no error in the name, then it will make the error message to empty. So let's just refresh over here and let's click submit over here. And if we now just give the name input field and click submit. Here you can see there is no error for the name. So basically we can do the same thing for the email and the for password as well. So let's just copy this else condition from here, Control C, and we'll paste it for this if condition for email. After this email if condition, we'll say over here else, we'll say email underscore error dot inner HTML. It means if there is no error in the email, then the error will be empty. So we'll do the same thing for the password. For password, we only give the if else condition for the first if condition. Okay. So we'll say over here pass underscore error inner HTML. Save this. Refresh over here. Let's just click submit and let's keep proper name, proper email, click submit. There is no error for name and email field. There is only error for the password field. Okay, so basically let's just show you the things for the password. Click submit. Here you can see there is no error for the password. So basically this is how you can make validation using JavaScript. I hope this tutorial was easy for you. I tried to explain everything. Maybe that's why this tutorial became a little bit longer. But if you still have any question, you can always let me know in the comment section. And if you want to suggest me any video, you can do it in the comment section as well. And if you want more tutorial like this, then make sure to subscribe. I will also appreciate that as well. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the future tutorials.